Thanks for tuning in to Urban Scope Podcast. I'm back with another outright statement, a statement I feel very strongly about. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree as well. Probably not so much in the Northeast, but as far as mixtapes goes, rap mixtapes, hip hop mixtapes, my favorite mixtape of all time was that Drought 3. Not the Drought is over 3, but the Drought 3. Now, this mixtape was released back in 2007. Some of the high level rapping from Lil Wayne in his prime, and he had a lot of classic mixtapes, and he has a classic discography, which I talk about a lot. It's not getting a lot of respect from, people in New York and things like that. When I listen to like a Joe Budden podcast and other podcasts from other places, they don't talk about Lil Wayne's discography as much as mixtapes, because I believe his mixtapes were greater than his album discographies, because he experimented with so many different sounds, and he just showed his personality so much on different tracks on mixtapes. Albums, he had to be more buttoned up, had to be more commercial, give out certain looks, had to get yay and nays from the label. So it was a lot of stuff they wouldn't approve, because a lot of the stuff was far left, and it had never been done before. So they didn't want to experiment with things like that. But on his mixtapes, he had free reigns to do what he wanted. And on these mixtapes, he were doing things that were unheard of, especially that type of quality and that type of quantity. Now, a lot of people can put out quality and they can take years off and do things like that, like a Andre 3000, like a Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, people like that. But Lil Wayne, on the other hand, he was, giving out so much product at one time. And maybe if he did spread out this music, he would have became in the great debate, the greatest rapper debate a little bit longer, because he would spread the music out, but he just gave out the content, or gave out the music as he had it. So it was great time to be alive during that time, just to hear all that music. But nevertheless, this Drought 3 mixtape was up there. For some reason, like I said, he didn't get credited a lot for his mixtapes. A lot of people say he made a lot of Southern music, but the bars were undeniable. The music was undeniable, the production and all of that came together. And he has the list of mixtapes. When you think about the Dedication mixtape with DJ Drama, which were legendary, put him on the map. The Sorry for the Wait mixtapes, and then the No Ceiling mixtapes, which came a little bit later in his mixtape career. But this Drought 3 mixtape was the best mixtape, I believe, in his discography, and the best rap or hip hop mixtape of all time, for the simple fact, not just because of his rapping, but because he destroyed a lot. He destroyed a lot of the original tracks. So a lot of mixtapes used to be, I'm going to rap over somebody else's beat, and I'm going to give my own twang to it, or my own version of the song. And we compare which track was better. And 10 times out of 10, it's going to be Lil Wayne's track. And he did that definitely on this album. It was a double disc as well. So it was impressive to have all that music and not to be bored or feel like it was too drawn out. He gave us, the listeners, what we wanted to hear. These songs, like I said, I can't listen to these songs the same anymore, because I think about a Lil Wayne bar when I hear these songs, instead of hearing the original artist's lyrics. And some of these songs I had never heard before, even to this day, but I did research, back then, and found out it was, Mike Jones' song or somebody else's song. I didn't really listen to the original songs, and I listened to his. And when I went back and listened to the original songs, it was a disappointment after hearing Lil Wayne's song, because that's what he just used to do. He would just take somebody else's song and just turn it over completely upside down. So, and some of those songs were like Sierra's Promise, which is still a good original track, but Lil Wayne put his own spin on it, and it became something totally different. Mike Jones's Mr. Jones beat, which was an amazing beat, but Lil Wayne completely took over that song. It just became Lil Wayne's song after that, because that's the type of things he would do with the music. Like I said, he was flipping that stuff over. But my favorite song was Sky's the Limit, which is the Mr. Jones beat, but he switched it over to Sky's the Limit. This song, he became a little bit more introspective instead of just bar heavy. He did have a lot of bars on this song, but he did become introspective on it, and he became a little bit more insightful and a little bit more personal, opposed to what he was typically doing on mixtapes or just songs in general. But that was one of my favorite songs. But then he had other songs like the Seat Down Low, which was a flip on T.I.'s I believe it's called Beat Down Low, I think it was, but he flipped it over. And then the We Taking Over remix, which is the DJ Khaled song that was original, he really destroyed that song as well, which he was on the original, I believe. But um, just the 2 minute track that he put together of that was amazing. It was one of those things in hip hop where the songs are too short and you wanted more song, but you didn't get it, of course. And then Upgrade is just the play on Beyonce's Upgrade, which we know was a phenomenal song, both from Beyonce and Lil Wayne. But I do think Lil Wayne's was better just because he was rapping and Beyonce was singing. But it doesn't take away from the greatness of it. But this was a great piece of work from Lil Wayne, and I don't think another mixtape can compete with Lil Wayne on this point, just from a straight hip hop rap perspective. A lot of mixtapes like you know Cushion Orange Juice and Wale's had a lot of singing elements to it. And it wasn't all the way hip hop. It had a lot of elements of pop, but this was pure hip hop of him just rapping and going over beats and just being just embracing the sport and treating the hip hop like a sport. And we're missing that a little bit now from the music today. But back in 2007, when he dropped this mixtape, he was in the prime. Like I said, this mixtape was 2 discs, 29 songs, and it didn't feel like too much music. It was a great mix. So if you haven't listened to the mixtape, you still can put it up on YouTube, or if that Piff's not around anymore, but YouTube or live mixtapes or just anywhere you can find it. But it's definitely a good one to check out. But until next time, I'll see you next time.